Good evening, Messiah, and welcome back to Falcon Update. I'm Rosie Ciano.
And I'm Nate Harlacher. We've got a great show for you tonight. But first, I want to know, Rosie, how are you doing?
Nate, I'm great. Thank you for asking. It's Monday. It's the start of a new week, so I'm really excited to see what this week has in store. But how are you?
I'm actually doing great. I've got a lot to look forward to tonight. Got the Jets and the Chargers coming on for Monday Night Football, and had an amazing day of football yesterday, including the 9:30 a.m. start between the Dolphins and the Chiefs as they traveled across the world out to Frankfurt, Germany to play.
Wow, that's insane. But speaking about traveling across the world, students went on a world tour, a world food tour, that is, from right here in Grantham, with some help from the Multicultural Council and SGA. Each multicultural club partnered with a local restaurant to provide campus with a little more international flavor. And while we can't provide you with a sampler tray of what was served, we can provide you with the sights and the sounds of Messiah's World Food Tour.
Each of our clubs had the chance to each bring a restaurant that represents their culture. So some of them are from 5 minutes away, some are from 30 minutes away. So it was cool to be able to have our student leaders be able to communicate with different people in the community. A lot of people use really small businesses that were family oriented. It was cool to be able to have our students connect with the community in that way to bring food to us.
For international students, for sure, you get a taste of home from being in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, and from people that are from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, they get to try food from all over the world. People eat this food as their main staple at home. For people who are just like, oh, this is foreign food, let me try this, and it may send you down a path of, loving food from other places that you never thought you would.
I think my favorite one was the wings. It was really good. I really enjoyed everything. The only downside was that there wasn't more of it for me to eat. Am I right?
This is good. This is probably my favorite so far.
There was also like this beef pie, I believe it looked like. That one was amazing. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And the drink from LAL.
Okay, how do you pronounce it? Agua de Piña. Okay.
The pineapple. Ooh, amazing.
This is amazing. If you haven't tried it, go check it out. It's pineapple juice, but it's like kind of pineapple water.
Then the students here also get to be like, oh, well, this food is really good. I can go eat it at this restaurant, or I can have this catered for an event.
Let me tell you, soul food is one of my favorite things, and I just want to be able to eat and get down. Now, this music out here is sounding real nice, so I'm going to go dance real quick.
Messiah is home to a plethora of fun events all year round, but few are as lively and colorful as CSA's Island Vibes.
Messiah's Caribbean Student Association held their Island Vibes event in the Union this past Saturday. Guests were treated to a night of rich culture, delicious food, and captivating performances. It was a celebration of Caribbean culture, but CSA was adamant about extending the invitation to all students.
Caribbean is just not a clique. The Caribbean is meant to teach everyone about things, and it's just fun to learn about different cultures, and it teaches you about others and how we can be all together as one.
The event served as a moment of unity for Messiah, as students of all cultures were able to come together and celebrate. The event kicked off with a flag ceremony, where Caribbean students were given the opportunity to represent their country by flying their colors. Delicious Caribbean classics paired with a mocktail bar were served for dinner, followed by a thought-provoking panel discussion and Caribbean-themed trivia. The Caribbean Queen and King were announced shortly after, and the night was closed out by a series of Caribbean-style performances.
Just want people to be educated and know about the Caribbean, and even if you aren't Caribbean, we just want everyone to be passionate and know that we just want CSA to be impactful to others by knowing that CSA is this fun and safe space. We love to dance, we love to talk about the Caribbean.
If you're interested in attending some of CSA's upcoming events, you can stay tuned right here on YBTV or follow messiah.csa on Instagram. For YBTV, I'm Reed Milliken.
Students who attended this year's turkey toss had the rare opportunity to play cornhole against campus safety officers. The event was held in partnership with a local outreach center. Students had the ability to donate canned goods in return for a discount on any outstanding fines they may hold, $1 per can donated. The top finishing students in the cornhole tournament won between $15 and $30 off an an outstanding find.
Well, Noah and I started this maybe a month or two ago, and my primary goal was student and safety officer interaction. Very easy because you guys see us just out there in uniform to think, oh, they're just out here to get us in trouble, they're looking to find something. We want everybody to know that we're just real people, we care about the students, and there's no really formal way to get that information across, so my theory is if we hang out with each other and have fun, that can happen naturally.
The event was a success. A large amount of canned goods were donated to benefit members of the community. For more information on Messiah safety, you can visit messiah.edu/safety or park in the incorrect lot.
The Office of Student Success and Student Financial Services hosted their second annual Thank You Thursday on, you guessed it, this past Thursday. Students who stopped by were treated to donuts, coffee, and hot chocolate from Dunkin', courtesy of President Phipps. Flex the Falcon made an appearance to draw in students walking the lawn in between classes. The event was held to connect students with the OSS and SFS to encourage them to drop by to take advantage of the office's rich benefits. Thank you bags and with the end of semester checklist were handed out to students as they left, making sure Messiah students are equipped for finals week.
I think it's really important for students to be able to understand and identify all the resources on campus and allow students that opportunity to know that they can enter the building. We'll be able to answer the questions that they may have, and even if there's a service that we do not offer, we will definitely, as close collaborators, can refer them, walk them over to an office that they need to receive services from.
For more information about what the Office of Student Success and Student Financial Services can do for you, stop by their offices in Kim Phipps Admissions Center to learn more.
The Asian Student Association hosted a Diwali celebration this past week. It was a night full of dancing, henna, Rangoli art, food, and plenty of great performances. Students were encouraged to fully experience the celebration by dressing up in traditional attire. The festival saw a huge turnout and was definitely a night to remember for all that attended.
Today we're celebrating Diwali, even though it's not really the day according to the calendar. Students, at least on campus, that has participated in this event to know that this is a very inclusive event, and especially MCC has been introducing a lot of different kinds of ethnicities and cultures towards the students, and don't be afraid to join us. It's always an open door.
Make sure you follow the ASA at MessiahU_ASA for more events like this coming soon.
The Sign Language Club hosted a beginner's dinner, an opportunity for people of all experience levels to practice sign language in a safe space. Attendees were greeted with free food and a drink and a welcoming environment to refine their sign language skills. Beginners were able to start their journey by writing notes to practice signing, while more experienced signers were able to aid expanding their vocabulary. Experienced or not, however, the theme was not clear. No verbal discussion allowed.
At Sign Language Club, we do just trying to create community and invite people to come learn about sign language, because I think that's something that I find that a lot of Messiah students are actually really interested in. They just haven't had an opportunity to learn sign language, but we're just here all learning together to try and learn sign language, which is a really cool language.
The Sign Language Club meets in Fry 141 every Wednesday night from 7:30 to 8:30. People of all experience levels are welcome. To stay up to date about upcoming Sign Language Club events just like this one, be sure to stay tuned to YBTV, as well as follow the Sign Language Club on Instagram at MU_Sign Language Club.
SAB hosted a paint night this past Thursday, giving students the opportunity to welcome in the fall season in a calming environment. Canvases and paint were provided, meaning all students had to bring their creativity. Canvases were filled with pumpkins, flowers, and other fall things like that. SAB hosts events just like this one all year round, so be sure to stay tuned to YBTV or follow at Messiah SAB on Instagram for more.
And we've got plenty of more great stories coming up, so keep it right here, there on YBTV. Welcome back to Falcon Update. I'm Nate Harlacker.
And I'm Rosie Sciano. You know what, Nate? I just can't seem to figure this weather out.
Yeah, neither can I really. Like last week, it was so hot and I was wearing shorts. And now this week, I got the hoodie on. I got everything on that I need for cold weather. Soon the snow's about to come, so got to get the shovel out if the snow comes.
We haven't had snow in a while. We haven't had a good snowy winter in a while.
Who knows with this weather, you know? Who knows with this weather?
Who
but
knows?
the weather can be unpredictable. But one thing is certain. Josh McLeaf brings us this week's Falcon Forecast. Josh?
Nate, Rosie, it was a comfortable November day here on the campus of Messiah. We were in the 60s for a little bit of time, and right now we're sitting at about 51 here on campus as some clouds start to move in from the west. In terms of our temperatures, we're right where we should be for this time of year. Our averages tend to run in the upper 50s, and that's exactly where we were today. Nowhere near that record high of 77 that we set back in 1948. However, the big headline for this week is daylight savings. We just fell back an hour over the weekend. I'm sure you got that much needed extra hour of sleep over the weekend. Hopefully you feel refreshed. However, those days will start to get shorter and shorter. Our sunset today was 5 p.m. and that time will just get earlier and earlier as we move into December. But hey, just because the days are getting shorter doesn't mean we can't enjoy it, right? Tomorrow is actually going to be very comfortable today, so we'll kind of time it out for you and show you that as we work through the morning, those clouds will start to disappear, and then we'll actually almost reach the 70s earlier in the afternoon, possibly hitting 70 degrees. Right now, only forecasting about a high of 68. So overall, the next 2 days, not too bad. However, we are expecting some rain for Thursday and possibly Friday. We'll show you the surface map. We've got a couple different things going on, a few cold fronts, a few areas of low pressure. That's what's likely going to bring us rain Thursday and the Friday, and we'll show you what those precipitation chances look like for the next few days. So here it is Thursday, a moderate chance, about 25% for the Harrisburg, York, Lancaster area, and then Friday a little bit greater chance up in the 40s. Now we're not talking about a lot of rain, possibly a quarter of an inch, if that, but maybe just carry a rain jacket or an umbrella just so you don't get wet in case we do see anything. However, good news, Saturday and Sunday, Veterans Day, they are dry. We'll show you that that's just nothing but sun, not a lot of clouds. However, do notice that after we see that rain Thursday and Friday, our temperatures do get a little bit cooler. We go from highs in the upper 50s and the 60s to the lower 60s, and even a high of only in the 40s on Monday. So enjoy this moderate weather while we have it.
Thanks, Josh. Now it's time for what everyone has been waiting for. Sarah Marshall is back with this week's campus calendar. Sarah?
Good evening, Messiah University. I'm Sarah Marshall, and it is my privilege to welcome you to this week's edition of Campus Calendar. Let's take a look at some of the events happening on campus this week. On Tuesday, the CPDC will begin to host their camp days from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. in the Eisenhower Commons. The camp days will consist of roughly 20 employers present to recruit students for summer camp jobs. If you don't happen to catch the event on Tuesday, it will also be happening on Wednesday, same place, same time. SAB and the Marketing Club are hosting a Hope Walks Craft Night. Hope Walks is a non-profit Christian organization that supports children with clubfoot. This event will be held in the Jordan Klein Lounge from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., where everyone will be painting shoes and braces in support of the organization's purpose. Thursday, HRA is hosting their second ever Dress, Thrift, and Flip from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the Union. Pop in to buy a cute dress or two at only $5 each, and know that all the proceeds received from this event are given to human trafficking victims. Then the play Alabama Story, produced by the Department of Theater and Dance, will be taking place in Miller Theater from Thursday through Saturday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets are $10 with the exception of Messiah students and employees, as well as youth and seniors, who can get their tickets for $7. As always, tickets are buy one, get one free opening night. On Friday, the Harbor House is hosting tea and testimonies at, you guessed it, the Harbor House, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. During this time, take a break from homework and listen to the testimonies of 2 Messiah professors while enjoying some refreshments and tea. And that's all she wrote for this, for Messiah. Thanks so much for tuning in with me this evening. For YBTV, I'm Sarah Marshall.
Thanks, Sarah. There's a lot going on this week. Nate, is there anything that you are going to make an appearance at?
Well, I do plan to make an appearance sometime this weekend at some of the playoff games, and like what Danny and Caleb are about to talk about, we got basketball coming up, so got to get to come to those. But how about yourself?
It is a pretty busy week, but you know what? I might pop in here and there. See?
That sounds good. Well, off topic, but have you ever heard of Hoffman Hall?
Nate, I can't say that I do, but is it the old office building that used to be in the green space?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Kelly Gainey takes an in-depth look at the defunct building on this week's The Vault. Kelly?
Welcome back to The Vault, where I unlock Messiah's history 1 week at a time. I'm your host, Kelly Gainey. Did you know that there used to be a building right here where I'm standing, and all that's left of it is this brick in my hand? Whoa. Whoa, what's happening? Whoa. I'm back in Hoffman in the 1940s. Cool. Hoffman was built originally in 1948 as a women's-only residence, and it was named after two sisters, Clara and Mary Hoffman. The older sister, Clara, was Murray's first librarian, and her younger sister, Mary, was the first curator of the archives. Whoa. Ooh, it's happening again! Hold on! Hoffman Hall only lasted as a dorm for 41 years. By the 90s, Hoffman was transformed into an office building to home many academic departments like history, psychology, communications, and many more. It also was home to IT services, Messiah Press, and the purchasing office, and the writing center. Oh, I guess it's time to keep moving. After Boyer opened in 2004, the academic departments moved out and into the homes where they live now. As for Hoffman, it sat partially vacant for a while, but in 2020 it was needed once again. This time to house the Engel Center Counseling Department. Well, it seems my work here is done. Well, that was really cool. So, what happened to Hoffman? Hoffman was torn down in March of 2021. Students gathered around to watch and say goodbye to the building that served our community for so long and in so many ways. Now, all that's left is a little patio of the reused bricks from Hoffman, a bench with a plaque to the two sisters for which it was named, and the keystone of the year that it was dated. Now we have a lovely green space where you can see all the way across campus. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me through this journey through time. And make sure to tune in next week for when I unlock the vault.
Thank you, Kelly. That was amazing. That's it for this week's episode of Falcon Update. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Danny and Caleb as they cover Messiah Sports.
My name is Macy Thornton. I'm a senior and I'm a public relations major. I was initially drawn to the public relations major because I've always been great with people and the skills are very transferable. One thing that's definitely unique to Messiah is that they teach from a Christian perspective, and I've been able to use that in internships and those types of opportunities. The professors are great, they're very approachable, and they genuinely want to see you succeed. I'm involved in athletics in that I'm on the Messiah women's basketball team, and it's been one of the most enriching experiences of my life. I'm in a class called Senior PR Campaign, and we're working for an actual nonprofit organization off campus, so we're helping them with some PR related things, and it's just really great to actually put theory into practice and to feel like you're making a difference even though you're still in school. And I also had the opportunity to do an internship with a minor league baseball team. PR practitioners have to conduct themselves ethically. They have to have integrity. They have to be honest and transparent with the people they work with. So ethics is a big part of public relations. I believe Christian PR practitioners are called to hold themselves to a higher standard because of their beliefs, and that should show in their professional life. I feel very prepared with regard to the experiences I've had, the internship opportunities I've had, and the knowledge I have that the PR major has given me and the skills I've attained through it.
This is YBTV Sports. I'm Danny Johnson.
And I'm Caleb Kukin. Danny, these past few days have been filled with Messiah athletics in action, and that's because we had 3 teams competing for MAC championships over the weekend.
Yeah, Caleb, women's soccer and field hockey and men's soccer all played at home on Saturday for a chance to win their conference.
And let's take a look at some of the best plays from these championship games and more in this week's Falcon 4. Let's start off with men's soccer as they took on the Widener Pride in the title game for the 2nd straight year. Messiah went into the game as the #1 seed and were looking for their 5th straight MAC title. Widener was the 3 seed looking for redemption for last season's heartbreak. The Pride wouldn't get it, though, as it was all Falcons. So the ball gets poked away here towards Sam Phillips, and he can rip it from anywhere on the field, and he does. But it goes right off the post, and Stefan Leitzel out of nowhere comes and cleans up the mess. We're going to see it here again. You'll see how close Phillips actually was to a goal here, and how Stefan Leitzel literally came out of nowhere for that goal. The Falcons dominated, winning 3-0 as McDonald and Phillips also added goals in the game. Adam Carter and Drew Steve combined for a clean sheet, and the goal for the Falcons punched their ticket into the NCAA tournament, and they will likely be the #1 seed after finishing the season #1 nationally.
Women's soccer faced off against the second-seeded York Spartans on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. After a lone goal in the first half for the Falcons, Julia Martin accepts the challenge and extends the lead with a goal in the second half. Christina Axelson takes the corner, and she's able to place that perfectly so that Julia Martin can just head that behind the goalie. As you will see again here, after the Falcons were able to put that in the back of the net, Christina Axelson, she's just able to place a beautiful corner into the head of Julia Martin, where she actually takes the challenge and splits 2 defenders to put that over the goalie, which became her 6th goal of the season. That was only one of the 4 goals scored to earn a 4-1 dominant victory over the Spartans and to claim their 5th straight crown as MAC Commonwealth champions. This win earns the Falcons a spot in the NCAA tournament, which begins this weekend.
Now over at Anderson Field, where the field hockey team had yet another tough battle against the York College Spartans. Messiah defeated York in last year's MAC championship, and they look to do it again with the chance for their 16th straight conference title. Nicole Shanks scored early, and that goal proved to be pretty important. Messiah has a short corner opportunity here, and Lutz slings it over to Shank, and Shank hits that one straighter than my driver off the tee box, giving the Falcons a 1-0 lead. We'll see it here again. Look here as Shank receives that cleanly and just fires it into the back of the cage. That goal from Shank proved to be the game winner as the Falcons win their 16th straight MAC title, added to the list of teams that punched their ticket into the NCAA tournament. Falcons end their season with an impressive 17-1 record, and now they look to make some noise in the national tournament.
It was senior night for the women's volleyball team as they honored Mackenzie Fight and Maddie Eby. It was a thrilling matchup against the Marymount Saints for the team's last regular season game. Emma Swartz proved that she can do more than just set. The Spartans play this so that they can take it over. Maddie Eby with a nice pass to Swartz. Mackenzie Fight block, but she's able to recover, and Swartz, she's able to place that in the corner so that nobody can get to that. We see it again. The Spartans set it up, send it over. Easy pass to Swartz. Swartz sets up Fight, gets rejected, but Fight sets up Swartz, and Swartz does something that she doesn't do often. She places that in that tight corner, and nobody was there, and that gives the Falcons a lead in that set to end up winning that set. Swartz tallied an impressive 32 assists as the Falcons beat the Saints in 5 sets. The Falcons will enter the MAC Commonwealth Tournament as the 3 seed with a strong regular season and conference record.
With all the championship excitement this week, we don't want to forget to mention that men's and women's swimming competed against Arcadia on Friday. The men lost 100 to 158, while the women won 146 to 116. The women's team won behind impressive performances by Grace Shad, Erin Goody, and Samantha Pinnell.
Wrestling also got their season started this weekend with the Messiah Invitational. They showed out and took home first place out of the 8 schools that competed. Asa Brunk led the way, finishing the day 4-0 and winning the 141-pound weight class.
And Danny, with so much excitement that happened this week, I think I know someone that has even more fun covering sports than we do.
I don't think that's possible, Caleb.
Well, I got the chance to sit down with a man that is currently the play-by-play broadcaster for the Messiah women's soccer team. But his impact on the team goes further than just his time in the broadcast booth.
This is Doug Miller, a retired professor and current Messiah women's soccer commentator.
41 years. I was a full-time faculty member at Messiah, retired in 2020. And of course, I'm the women's play-by-play soccer announcer. We tend to get a little excited up here, but, you know, that's okay. We say that comes with the territory. We also try to be fair. 2005, I think, Messiah started broadcasting the home soccer games on radio.
Miller sent an email to the athletic director offering some critiques of the radio broadcast.
Totally out of the blue, unexpected at all. He emails me back and says, "Are you interested?" I said, "Okay, if you want me to."
Play-by-play isn't the only thing Doug Miller has contributed to Messiah Athletics.
1981, I find myself as the assistant men's soccer coach here for 4 years. A friend of mine and myself in 1988 decided to push for Messiah having a women's soccer program. And you got to go through a lot of hoops for that to happen. But we got the college committed to starting a program in 88. And in 90, I started assisting the women's soccer program as well.
Even though he helped start women's soccer here, broadcasting the games has been his biggest joy at Messiah.
I never expected this to turn into something like this. Parents come up, parents email me from states away saying, "Thank you so much for doing the games." You know, it has kept me connected with Messiah women's soccer that I began. I was a parent of a player, I coached, and now I keep doing it because I'm an announcer.
For YBTV Sports, I'm Caleb Kukin.
Doug was such a joy to interview, and guys, he's also a lot of fun to work with broadcasting games for GoMessiah.tv, and I hope you can see his enthusiasm for Messiah Athletics through that interview.
Thanks, Caleb and Danny. We're not used to seeing you guys up here. We appreciate the extra company. What do we have to look forward to for next week's show?
I mean, we got some NCAA tournament games coming up this weekend, so hopefully we'll get some good highlights out of that, maybe a story out of it too.
Yeah, and we also have the basketball season coming underway starting this Friday, so that's also something to look out for.
Sounds like a busy week.
Well, that's awesome to hear, and we thank you all for watching Falcon Update, but don't go anywhere just yet. We'll be right back with YB Tonight after this.
Welcome to YB Tonight. I'm your host, Kelly Gainey. For tonight, we'll first sit down with Drew Weaver to talk about Spike Ball Club. Then we will interview Tyler Butcher about his music career, and he will play a song for us. But before we begin, let's take a look at this week's Beyond the Breeches.
What does a senior mechanical engineering major do in their free time at Messiah University? He takes a bike ride around the Cumberland County area surrounding the college. How does he stay in shape for a sport like this, you might ask?
A lot of hours on the bike. In places like PA that gets some snow and also a lot of rain in the winter, it's really sometimes hard to go out when it's in the cold months.
Tui will often utilize the bikes in the Falcon Fitness Center to keep up with his biking in the colder months.
I actually have been T-boned by a car before. It definitely makes you a little bit more aware on the road. God was looking out for me that day. I happened to land, it was right at an intersection. I happened to land in someone's yard, and so I didn't even get barely scraped out that much.
Despite some dangers involved with road biking, Tui says he finds peace in riding his bike. A fun activity for Tui and his friends in the summer months is traveling to central PA or West Virginia to the ski slopes.
That's a really fun experience because you get to go up on a ski lift and then come down the mountain as fast as possible and just try to get as many runs in. And it reminds me a lot of like snowboarding, which is another hobby that I have.
That's all for this week's Beyond the Breeches. I hope you've enjoyed. For YBTV, I'm Jessica Fannin.
My name is Natalie Moy. I'm a senior and I'm a digital media major.
I feel like the classes here have helped me to train my eye to detect good design. I like how the professors don't force you into one way of thinking. Instead, they allow you to be creative and think of projects in your own way, and they will guide you and help you envision your project to make it even better and stronger. I have this one professor who starts off his classes with prayers, and I feel like that's really great because it starts us off reminding us that we are creating something for God, so we have that in our minds to create something that He will be pleased with. In my portfolio, I have quite a large variety of works. I have design-based works, I have photography, I have videography. One of the big projects I will be expecting in my portfolio would be from the junior-senior film class that I'm taking this semester. I'll be the production designer for this short film, and I'm looking forward to work with my crew because they're all awesome people. Messiah has this media hub called The Pulse, so I've been working for them for the past few months, and you can do stuff like designing, photography, videography, the radio station, and you can even design websites, write articles. I think it's a really great opportunity for me to get my work out there. I'm a designer, so people on campus or even off campus get to see what I do, and I think that's really great. So if you're a digital media student, you could go into computer science fields, or you could go into the film industries or graphic design. I guess it's the beauty of digital media, it's just so versatile.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm so happy you're here with us tonight. And I'm here with Drew Weaver to talk about Spike Ball Club. So Drew, how are you doing this evening?
Good, good. Thank you for asking.
Good. All right. So I've got a few questions for you. The first one is, what got you into Spike Ball? What started all of this for you?
Yeah, so for me, I kind of played Spike Ball for fun, you know, growing up as a kid. So, but then last year, kind of my roommate, he played it all the time, and I kind of just asked him one day, like, hey, like, you know, when you're like, because he used to go to tournaments and stuff, I'm like, you know, where are you going, and like, what is this thing that you're doing? And he kind of introduced me into like the community, and went to a couple tournaments with him, and then fell in love with it from there. So.
Yeah. So is that what inspired you to really go into Spike Ball?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I kind of just with like playing with him, he's one of my best friends too, and my roommate as well. Just playing with him kind of inspired me to keep playing it and keep getting better at it, and then just meeting people here that also played it and had that shared interest.
So speaking of meeting people, how has the revival been going so far of bringing back Spike Ball?
Yeah, it's actually been going really well, a lot better than we expected it to. So we have a lot of freshmen that are interested this year, which has been really cool. So that was kind of the biggest thing. We kind of knew some upperclassmen that liked it, but we wanted to really make sure we got new and younger people out and playing.
So you're really trying to build a community here, and so how have you seen this community form among your members?
Yeah, we definitely have already, you know, we've had events where like maybe after a pickup session we'll like go to Sheets afterwards or kind of have hangouts. So we've already like seen connection between like people just within our club doing stuff, not only Spike Ball, just outside of Spike Ball. So we've definitely seen a lot of like connections between people growing in that aspect for sure.
Yeah. So I hear that you were originally a Messiah sports team, and now you're a club sport. Do you hope to become an official Messiah sports team again, or are you just content with staying as a club?
Yeah, right now I think we're just content with being a club. We're kind of hoping, I guess, in the future, more long-term, to kind of split it up into more of, you know, separately ran. One person would run more like the club side that's like on-campus events, you know, trying to get students out, having fun playing Spike Ball. And then the other side would just be like someone running the sports side of like competing against other colleges and, you know, kind of separating those two. But
that's so cool.
Yeah.
So a little bird told me that you recently had a tournament. How did it go for you guys?
Yeah, so unfortunately, the tournament fell through, which was very sad. but we still have we have a competition coming up in the winter here, and then we have 2 in the spring, including college nationals, which is like a really big event. Colleges all over the country compete in, so we're really excited for that. But
that's so cool.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about those? Of what do those meetings look like?
yeah, you mean like for our club meetings?
Yeah, for the championships and talent stuff.
Oh, yeah. So like, as far as like the spike ball college like championship event, each team kind of has to have 3 main guys teams, 1 co-ed team, and 1 girls team, and then each college kind of competes against each other, with each of their teams. So yeah, and then colleges just play against each other from all over the place. They have like pool play, and then you go into playoffs, and then whoever wins wins the championship. So.
Yeah, so playing against other colleges, what other colleges out there have spike ball teams?
Yeah, definitely a lot more than I realized even before I got into it. But a lot of the schools you would expect, like schools in the area, schools like Penn State, schools like UCLA, a bunch of the big colleges have teams as well. So, yeah.
That's super cool of getting to play D1 schools as a D3 school through a club event, right?
Yeah.
That's really
definitely.
cool. So if you had an elevator pitch, your 30-second pitch to students who may be interested to join, but they're kind of on the fence, what would you tell them?
I mean, I would tell them it's a really fun game. I fell in love with it really quick, and you really got nothing to lose. So, if you ever have free time or, you have nothing to do, why not come out? Why not try it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Can't hurt.
Absolutely. So how many people are on a team specifically that could like enter into one of these tournaments? And then how many people could actually like join the club? Is there a limited amount?
So there's no limit to the amount of people that can join the club. As far as like people that can join the team for a tournament, it's around, for like what they would consider a D1 squad, it's 7 guys and 3 girls. But they also have many other opportunities for people outside of like your college's main team to sign up. So the number is really not limited, which is nice.
That's really nice. Are you particularly looking to fill spots of like you need more guys or more girls to get into that competitive level?
Yeah, we're definitely looking to get some more girls out. We have a couple right now, but we don't really have enough where like, say someone's sick on the week or someone can't go. We don't really have a lot of depth as far as girls go. So we're definitely looking to get more girls out, but we'll take both.
So if people are interested, where can they reach you?
Yeah, they can reach us at spikeballclub@messiah.edu. That's our email. We're working on getting different like social media accounts back up and running, but right now the email is where they can reach us. So.
Email, okay. And then do you guys have like meetings or a practice schedule? What would that look like?
Yeah, right now we're meeting every Wednesday from 3 to 5, and then every Saturday from 4 to 6. So.
Now, do you guys have like snacks with that, or is that a bring your own snack kind of event?
That's like a bring your own water, bring your own snack type of event. But we do provide all of like the nets, the balls, all the spike ball equipment we provide. So.
That's super cool. So besides spike ball, is there anything that you guys do like outside, like hanging out, or is it just like a strict practice and play team?
Yeah, we're trying to do more besides just practicing and playing. So we're trying to get more events. We're trying to maybe run a tournament on campus. Bring more people out, or outside of spike ball, just hanging out with people that are on the team, I guess you could say. But yeah, we're trying to do more with that. So.
That's so awesome. Well, it was wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much for coming on. And you guys need to stick around because we have a break, but we'll be right back.
A student would want to study the finance major here at Messiah for several reasons. Students here are working and practicing in a setting in our finance lab with technology that they're going to use when they leave here and work in the field. And so our students are certified in Bloomberg. In addition, in several classes, our students are actually performing consulting projects with local financial and investing firms.
I think the biggest thing that surprised me about coming for the finance major here was just the scope that you get in all the different classes. So anything from corporate finance to portfolio management and security analysis, you touch on everything. Getting into investment club was something I really was looking forward to coming here to Messiah. I knew from very early on I wanted to get involved.
There's nothing wrong with going out, being successful, making money, but not allowing money to have a higher place in your life than God. So our goal is to get our students started off on their career path quicker and better positioned than any of their peers.
Thanks for sticking around and welcome back to YB Tonight. So now I am here with Tyler Booker. Tyler, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. So what made you choose the specific songs that you're going to be performing later for us?
So I chose the song that I chose because it kind of just screams like acoustic set. I mean, that's what I have with me right now. I have my acoustic guitar. And it's also a relatively simple song to sing. Like, it's not like pushing anything, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good choice. So who are some of the artists that inspire you?
That is a difficult question. I follow like, I think 10,000 plus artists on Spotify, and I listen to all of them. I gotta say my favorite band is probably Fall Out Boy.
Okay.
Just because they have several records that I actually like adore, both songwriting and because I think Patrick Stump, the lead singer, is a great singer.
Yeah, I too am a major Fall Out Boy fan, so
Nice.
I hear you. I hear you.
What's your favorite record?
Oh boy, sadly we don't have time for that, but
Okay.
we'll talk later. So what or who first got you into singing and playing?
So, I don't know, I kind of just like at my home church, I would just watch the worship leader come up on stage and then sing their heart out. And it just kind of inspired me because I always loved watching it. And I said, you know what, I want to do that one day.
So would you consider that one of your earliest memories of music, or do you have another defining moment that you're like, this is what I really want to do?
I'd say so. My dad used to play Def Leppard for us in the car all the time, and I hate Def Leppard with a passion. So, yeah, I would say.
That's something. So what opportunities have your talents opened up for you? Any cool doors?
Yeah, so I actually, before I left for college, I used to be the worship leader at the youth group that I attended, and I would lead like 1 or 2 songs every single Tuesday night for everyone there. And I'm actually moving that up to the main services at my main church to be kind of a worship leader, kind of not. There's like a long story, but it's, you know, somewhere in between.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you must have a bunch of skills from learning to sing and playing an instrument. Can you speak to some of those skills that you've learned over the course of your career?
I can. So one thing that was really interesting that I didn't realize would happen, but it kind of opened up a whole new world, was once I learned how to play the guitar, I instantly knew how to play the ukulele, the bass. Singing was something that I kind of just tried to do and picked it up as I went. And I also was able to translate some of those skills to piano. So there's like, it was wild to me because they're not, I mean, the bass and the guitar are kind of similar, but the ukulele and piano are like vastly different. So it was very weird for me to just know how to do it without ever practicing.
Yeah, that takes some real God-given talent. Speaking of God-given talent, how have you incorporated your faith into being talent?
So as I said, like the worship leading position, I plan to take up on that in the next few months, specifically the new year. Yeah, I just plan to leading worship in front of the entire church, which will be the biggest audience that I've performed in front of, so it makes me a little bit nervous, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that.
Speaking of nerves, have you ever had a performance that's gone AWOL or like a crazy music story?
Yes, so probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me performing was I was at youth group, and are you familiar with the song My Lighthouse by Ren Collective?
Yes, I am.
So that song kind of requires like a lot of hand movement when you're playing it, and on the first chord, I dropped my pick, so I had to use my the abrasive side of my of my middle finger, and by the end of that song, I didn't feel it at the moment, but like the skin across my middle finger was ripped off and bleeding a lot, and it was terrifying, and there was blood on the guitar, and I'd say that's probably the worst thing.
Yeah, that's not pretty at all.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you don't drop any more picks for your finger's sake.
Me too.
But how do you improve your musical skills throughout the years? Is it lessons? Is it just listening?
So I've been playing guitar for 8 years, probably singing for around 2. And I took lessons for guitar for 4 years, and then the latter 4 years I kind of just enhanced my skills that I already learned through self-taught methods. And singing I kind of just did myself. And I don't think I'm like the greatest singer ever, absolutely by no means, but I kind of just picked it up.
Yeah. So besides leading for youth group and being a worship leader, is there anywhere else that we can see you perform? Have you tried a coffee house yet?
Yes, so I actually did 2 coffee houses.
Awesome.
I did the very first one, which was only for first years, and then I also did the one in late October on the 24th. Or not the one at the latter half, the one at the beginning of October that not a lot of people knew about, and not a lot of people were there, but it was fine. And then I was actually home for the one later in the late October, so I didn't audition for that one.
That's so cool. Now, we've covered a lot of ground tonight, but is there anything else that I missed that you wanted to share with us?
Not really.
Okay, cool. So stick around. We will have one more break, and then Tyler here is going to do a performance for us.
I grew up creative, always drawing. Legos, played a ton of Legos from the time I could start putting them together. When I got into school, I thought I was going to be a painter, and then I thought I was going to be a graphic designer. But it wasn't until I took my first foundations of art class, 3D design, where I was carving a salt block, just a little carpenter chisel, and I stuck it underneath the water, and it kind of started deteriorating, and I loved it, and it felt comfortable, and it felt right, and that's when I realized that 3D is where I belong. Sculpture is what I needed to pursue. If you feel that passion in your belly, if you wake up and you got to make something, if you grab a paper clip and you manipulate it into some form, or you're doodling in your sketchbook, or everything you do you see through a more creative side, then listen to that spirit talking in you and follow it. And for that young artist, it's hard and it's difficult, but you got to just keep on doing it. You got to just keep on doing it. We were all there. We want to hang out with you. We want you to look over our shoulder and watch us cut this piece. Ask us that question. Don't be scared. Everybody has that starting point.
Welcome back, and you've reached the entertainment part of the show. So now Tyler will play for us. Go for it, Tyler.
White lips, pale face, breathing in the snowflakes, burning lungs, sour taste. Days and struggling to pay rent. They say she's in class 18, ducking her daydream. Been this way since 18, but lately her face seems slowly sinking, wasting, pastries. And they scream the worst things in life are free to us, 'cause we're just under the upper hand. Go mad for a couple grams. And she don't wanna go outside tonight. And in a pipe she flies to the motherland and sells love to another man. And it's too cold outside for angels to fly. For angels to fly. Ripped gloves, raincoat, tried to swim to stay afloat. Dry house, wet clothes. Loose change, banknotes. They say she's in class 18, stuck in her daydream. Been this way since 18, but lately her face seems slowly sinking, wasting, crumbling like pastries. They scream the worst things in life are free to us, and we're all under the upper hand. Go mad for a couple grams. And she don't wanna go outside tonight. And in a pipe she flies to the motherland, sells love to another man. And it's too cold outside for angels to fly. An angel will die, covered in white, closed eye and hoping for a better life. This time we'll make it down the line, straight down the line, straight down the line. And they say she's in the class 18, stuck in her daydream. Been this way since 18, but lately her face seems slowly sinking, wasting, crumbling like pastries. And they scream the worst things in life are free to us, and we're all under the upper hand. Go mad for a couple grams. And it's too cold to go outside tonight. And in a pipe she flies to the motherland, sells love to another man. And it's too cold outside for angels to fly. For angels to fly.
So much. That was so wonderful. Oh my gosh. So thank you for coming on and performing for us tonight. We really appreciated it and loved having you here. So that's all for this week's segment of YB Tonight. I hope you all enjoyed and had such a great time. Have a good night, Messiah University.